Good morning and welcome to At Home with Mr. Hutton. Okay, I'm here with one of my sons, Harry, and Harry's going to be asking me some questions today to help you guys get to know me a bit better. In future episodes, if there are any, we'll try and get other members of the family involved, and we'll try and do a few more fun things to keep you entertained whilst you're at home. Okay, so Harry, do you want to start with some questions?
How can you effectively home learn?
How can you effectively home learn? Okay, at the moment you guys are at home learning from computers. It is extremely difficult. My advice would be that you should use all the resources that the teachers are giving you. So from a science point of view, do go on to Caboodle and use the science textbook. Okay, so in the textbook you'll be able to see the actual learning objectives and what it is you're supposed to be getting from the lesson. If you want to do other research around a subject, I would use things like BBC Bitesize. Okay, make sure you're going to reputable websites that have been suggested for you. There's many things out there on the web, and quite a few of them are misleading. So make sure you're on a website that's actually giving you some good advice. And I'd stick to a daily routine. Okay, so as much as it's very strange being at home, do try and get up at a normal time and start your day roughly about 9 o'clock. Lots of people are starting with the Joe Wicks workouts, which is an excellent way to start your day. But try and stick to the normal schedule you would have. Okay, so you do need to have some fun at home as well. So don't work all of the hours, and the work that you're given, it is only meant to be enough work to get you through a lesson's worth. Okay, so if you're finding that you're working for over an hour and a half, 2 hours on one piece of work, then that is too much. Okay. Right, next question, Harry.
Which school did you go to when you were younger, and did you enjoy it?
Okay, I was born in Bristol. Okay, so the first school I went to was a little infant school called Stoke Bishop in Bristol. Then my family moved to Birmingham, where I went to Harborne Junior School, and from Harborne Junior School I then went to secondary school at King Edward VI Five-Way School in Birmingham as well. And I love school. I had a great time at school. I had a really good group of friends, and I went through school life happy the majority of the time, and I did really enjoy it.
During your school years, what
Harry,
were...
you speak to the camera.
Okay. During your school years, what were your top 5 favourite subjects?
Top 5 subjects. I probably wouldn't have a top 5, but certainly PE. PE and games was my favourite subject. After that, I'd say geography. Geography was one of my favourite subjects, mainly because we went on some good field trips down in Wales, in Abergavenny. What else do I like? Craft design and technology, or CDT as we used to call it. That's probably the closest thing to that now that you guys would do is technology. And science. Science being the obvious one, as I'm a science teacher. I didn't enjoy all the sciences, I have to say. Primarily I enjoyed chemistry and biology. I did find physics and maths a bit more challenging.
Who was your favourite teacher when you were at school, and why?
I had several different favourite teachers depending on my time at school, what age I was. So when I was younger, about 9 or 10, my favourite teacher would have been Mr. Bentham. Okay, Howard Bentham. He works for BBC Oxfordshire now, and he's a international stadium announcer. Okay, so we actually bumped into him at one of the hockey matches, the England hockey matches we went to see recently. He was announcing at the stadium, so I tweeted him, and we went and saw him at half time. He was the man that introduced me to hockey, actually. So when I was at school, he'd been on a holiday to India, and he came back with a whole team's worth of hockey sticks from India, and he started getting the kids at my junior school to play that. Then later on, Mr. Preston was my geography teacher. He was very funny. He was a very tall, skinny northern man who loved his cricket, and he often used to go around with a rubber band around his head. And people would ask why he had that around his head, and it was to remind him that he had to do something later on. So he used to put a rubber band around his head to remind him to do something later, which was very funny.
What sports do you follow, and what are you doing to keep it fit at the moment?
Keeping fit at the moment, I have to say, has probably gone out the window a little bit. Normally, I would try and go spinning a couple of times a week at the gym, and I like to play golf, so that would be the things that I would do. But now I can't do any of those, so really I'm going on the occasional walk with the family. Sometimes I've been doing a bit of gardening to help me keep fit. What else was there, Harry? And sports that I follow, again, I wouldn't say that I particularly follow any one sport. I keep an eye on the football results. It's always good to know what's going on in the football, so that I can talk to kids at school. But again, all of that sports stopped now, so we haven't got anything to follow right now.
What is the most exciting place you have been on holiday, and why?
My most exciting holiday would probably be to Kenya in Africa. My wife and I went there on our honeymoon, and we went on safari a couple of times, and saw lots of wild animals, and got very, very close, and that was very exciting. More recently, a couple of years ago, I went to Mallorca, and that was very, very nice. We did a lot of stuff on boats and in the sea, and we had a really good time. But one of my favourite places to go is the Lake District. I've been going there ever since I was born, and I've probably been every single year, maybe 2 or 3 times a year ever since I was born. And now I take my kids up there. We go up to Lake District, don't we, Harry? And climb mountains and do a lot of walking. So that's what we enjoy to do. Okay, are there any more questions, Harry?
No, but there is one thing. You can't go to the Lake District this year.
Why is that?
Coronavirus.
That's right. Coronavirus. We can't go. We were meant to be there now, but we can't go because of the restrictions that are in place. Okay, right. What we're going to do now, Harry. Harry and I have a challenge. Okay, and for me, I have to learn a load of Fortnite things that Harry's come up with. So the questions about Fortnite, which Harry and Ollie play all of the time. So things like what's in a battle pass, what does cracked mean, where can I find the mythical scar weapon and the mythical grappler weapon, what colour is rare, what ammo does the minigun hold, how many skins are there in a battle pass? Okay, things like that. So there's 10 questions there that I've got to learn, and next time we're on, we're going to test each other about those. But Harry, being a science teacher, I've given Harry some things to learn. He's got to learn the first 10 elements of the periodic table. Now, he's got the answers on the back here to help him learn them. So Harry knows, if you know Harry, you'll know that he knows nothing about these elements at all. Okay, but he's got maybe a day or two now to try and learn the first 10 elements, and I'll be testing him on that. Now then, someone did send in a challenge that we could do. They suggested an ice bucket challenge to the loser. Okay, but at the moment I wouldn't say it's quite warm enough, and I haven't got enough ice. Okay, but what we'll do is we'll keep a log. We'll keep a tab of who's winning these challenges, Harry, and then at some point we'll have a big forfeit. Yeah, does that sound all right?
Someone sleeps outside on the trampoline.
Sleep outside on the trampoline. Okay, maybe, or maybe we could get some suggestions from our viewers. Yeah. Okay. Right. Well, that brings us to the end of our first video. Hopefully tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, we will answer a few more questions. There are more questions to be answered. And then what we'll do, we'll also, if you send more questions in, so I'll attach this to a show my homework, and you can send some more questions in if you think of anything you want to ask, or you have any good suggestions for things we could do. Coming up, what I might do, we might have a little golf chipping challenge. So we might start trying to chip the golf balls into a bucket. They're not actually golf balls, ping pong balls. And we'll think of some other things we can do. But until then, make sure you're all staying safe, okay, and you're staying isolated, and you're keeping to the rules so that we're not spreading the virus, okay? We must make sure that we all stay indoors, okay, and only go out for essential things and for exercise. Now then, this is the first time we've done this, so Chloe's really eager behind the camera there to press stop. But what we have to do is we have to just wait when we finish and then press stop. So Harry, let's say goodbye and then we'll wait.
Bye-bye!
Stay safe, guys.